Welcome to our new series, B2B Bites, where we learn more about the exciting world of B2B e-commerce. I'm your host, Lance Owide, General Manager of B2B at BigCommerce, and our guest today is Shelley Kilpatrick, Manager of Content at BigCommerce. Thank you for joining me, Shelley, and welcome.
Thank you for having me here. I'm super excited to be here.
Today's episode will be centered around BigCommerce's global B2B Buyer Report. To start, can you give us a little bit of background, Shelley?
Okay, so we wanted to give our merchants data and insights about their customers to help them build better online experiences. We surveyed buyers across the globe in the US, UK, and Australia, over 1,000, spanning multiple industries, spanning multiple levels of approval, spanning multiple business sizes from small companies to large enterprises. So we got a really great sample size. And so we wanted to dig in and kind of understand their end-to-end purchasing journey. And so, I'm excited to talk about that today.
Fantastic. That's a really diverse set of buyers, and I think that's something merchants will be really interested in hearing. We say that B2B buyers are using online channels now more than ever. Is that something that we saw in our report? Does the data actually back that up?
It does.
Good.
Yes, it absolutely does. So we found they're starting their journey online. 65% use internet search to find and discover products. So, very similar to B2C, like you and I, we would go, I want to buy a new spatula.
My spatula, I do need a new spatula.
Exactly. So I go online and I'm like, spatulas, and it's like, oh, okay, I can get them from this retailer and, buy them there. And so, B2Bs are no different. They're people as well. We've heard it a million times. They're millennials. They're, starting to be younger. They're digital natives. And so that's kind of like their purchasing journey. And we are seeing that with our data.
Gotcha. I think you kind of hit the nail on the head there with the digitally native buyer. I'm used to searching for products online and then heading to a website to complete that purchase. It's the same in the B2B space. That's really interesting. One of the areas I spend a lot of my time online is on marketplaces, Amazon, Walmart, eBay. Is that the same for B2B business? I would think not, but maybe that's not the case. So what do we see?
Oh, Lance, it is. Just like B2C, they're the same. Marketplaces are a great way to find a lot of different, products all in one place. Like that's the whole idea. So, B2B marketplaces, absolutely. We found that 60% of those that we surveyed use B2B marketplaces to buy, and of those, can you guess what the what the top one was?
Does it start with an A?
I think it starts with an A,
yeah.
Ends with an N, maybe has a Z in there.
Is it Amazon?
It is.
Do I get an extra candy for that?
You do.
Oh,
you definitely do. You definitely do.
Appreciate
so yes, we found of those who are making purchases on marketplaces, 51% use Amazon Business. So everybody's using Amazon. It's the top one, but we recently did a webinar, you and me.
We did.
And, there was some really interesting debate about marketplaces and specifically about Amazon.
There was. It's true. Often B2B merchants that we speak to here at BigCommerce are very nervous about getting onto a marketplace and it disrupting their traditional sales channel. Is this going to be competitive to the sales team that I have out there today who are already speaking to our customers? What are your thoughts on that competition? Is Amazon a good place to be doing business, or should sales teams be worried?
I think Amazon is a good place, but there's also Amazon, and then there's also other B2B specific marketplaces. So that's also another opportunity. Really, it's just making your products easy to find because there's so much noise, there's so much competition, there's so much happening, even in B2B, just like B2C, that it's how do you actually get people to find your products? How do you convince them that your products are the right ones that they want to buy? So maybe they find it on Amazon, but they come to your website to learn more because let's be real, Amazon's interface is not the easiest to when you're actually looking for product information. So like that's a great thing to have on your website is super detailed product information. We asked about, what user experience features that they want most. We had them stack rank, and robust product information was hands down the number one thing. They want to see tech specs, they want to see, imagery, they just want information because, they're spending a lot of money and it's on behalf of their business. So they're held to like a different standard. Like if I buy something that isn't great, like it's just me. If they buy a product that isn't great for their business or the wrong product, like that's a huge deal.
So we talk a lot about the modern, let's call them the digital first sales channels, e-commerce, marketplaces. Did we ask any questions about the traditional kind of sales channels, going to a trade show or opening a catalog? Are buyers still interested in those channels or no?
They are. Like, I think we hear a lot about, the death of the salesperson, and sales teams get, worried, like, oh, e-commerce, that's not, like, how am I going to make commission from that? Is that going to impact my livelihood? So yeah, I mean, I would clearly be worried too. And it's like, we're hearing all about generative AI. I'm a content person. Is that going to take away my job and my livelihood? But I think, similar to that is like embracing what it can do for you. But also like we found B2B buyers absolutely still, want to explore offline channels. So we found that 42% still buy from sales reps. So, sales reps are starting these conversations, they're onboarding customers, they're building those relationships, and so e-commerce is kind of like a way to make the transactional part of it easier. Sales reps don't have to, manage all the like day-to-day input data. They don't have to do that because it can all just be online. And so when, you've onboarded this new customer, you've onboarded this new client, and now it's like they want to self-serve. So like let them self-serve. They can purchase through, like BigCommerce recently launched our buyer portal. It's this great, user experience for them to purchase. They have all the information they need, which is exactly what we found that they want. Account management, the ability to reorder, all of those things you can have in your online experience. But then when you want to introduce a new product or you want to have a conversation, you can still have a conversation. Your sales team can use e-commerce to automate the parts of the job that honestly kind of suck. And then build relationships and do that. I mean, it's kind of the same way, thinking of generative AI with my job is like, oh, okay, I can use it to like get things started. I can use it to spark ideas. I can use it for, something small that just needs to get done while I focus on more strategic, bigger things. So absolutely, sales reps are still a huge part of the B2B buying experience. I don't think that'll ever change.
Well, you heard it here from Shelley. Sales teams, your roles are safe. But I think more importantly, what we discovered is that it is an omni-channel journey that the buyer is going down. And you have to be where they want to purchase and learn about your product. And that may be marketplaces, it may be online, it could be trade shows, in a catalog, but you need to be in all of those places with a consistent message that buyer can engage with, and then they'll use that to make a purchasing decision and hopefully purchase your product and convert. So it's about that unified omni-channel experience. Is that?
Absolutely. I would say that is like the key takeaway is, you've got to have a good experience on all the channels. Like you can't just have an online website anymore and expect like, oh, I have an online product catalog. This is it. I'm good. Competition is stiff. Your competitors are up-leveling their experience. Everybody got online quickly, but now it's, okay, you're online, but you have to deliver. So, it's maybe not as advanced as like the B2C shopping experience where it's like next level personalization. Like that's not necessarily what buyers are looking for. They just want it to be easy to find your products, easy and convenient. Like that's really like key is easy, convenient. They don't want your website to like take forever to load. They want it to be secure. They want to see, you know, B2B specific things like payment options. You know, they are using, you know, we asked them about what are they using to pay. We found, you know, traditional ACH is the thing. We found checks are a thing. So we're not quite at the same level as B2C. So really it's like, okay, next level for B2B might be just like getting these basics right to where your site is fast, it's secure, it's got the information they need.
Kind of building on that point, did we ask any questions about why buyers might exit the buying process, things that frustrate them and things that cause them to abandon a cart and not check out or go to another merchant? I just mentioned that because you mentioned payment types, and I was curious if we asked.
We did. We asked about that, and I think that was getting back to what I was saying, was like security, like not feeling secure in the checkout was a big one, especially for those in London or UK. That was one that came up. Again, literally things like slow website load times. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was definitely things that like I feel like we sometimes take for granted as B2C buyers. And I think, you know, things where we just expect things to be blazing fast. We expect, you know, accurate pricing. Pricing was huge. I know we're just now talking about that, but like accurate, transparent pricing, that was massively important because you're making these like large purchases. So it can't be off. It has to be like correct. It has to be transparent. They want to know exactly what, like what is it going to cost? They like that is paramount.
Shipping, pricing,
and taxes for, you know,
you gotta pay taxes.
Exactly. How much is the tax? So really, like that was also key. And so if they don't have that, then yeah, they're out of there.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. And obviously for B2B, it's more important because often they'll have negotiated pricing that's specific to them. Does that negotiated pricing, is that available online? Well, Shelley, this has been a fantastic discussion. And to the audience, thank you so much for joining us today on this B2B Bites. Be sure to check out the other fantastic videos that we have with our other great guests. Thank you.